Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And today we're going to be discussing on whether you guys should be pulling on the version 4.0 first phase banners. The banners will feature Lyney, Yelan, and much more. So if you guys are all excited for Fontaine, which is a few days away, make sure you guys hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel for more of this type of content, as well as hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on my latest video uploads, as well as whenever I go live on my streams. As of recording right now, the pre-installation is out officially, so I recommend you guys already start pre-installing, especially for a massive update like this. It's gonna be a long update, so I recommend you guys definitely start pre-installing. And now, let's not forget the disclaimer, shall we? Everything I'm about to talk about in this video is all intended for meta purposes, or to those who are unsure who to spend their primo gems on. If you like these rate of characters by design or gameplay, then feel free to disregard everything I say in this video and go for the characters you like. Remember, this is a gacha game, so you should always pull for your favorite characters. And now, let's jump into the video. Alright, so the banners by itself, just looking at it, and... okay. Why did they like pairing up Bennett and Barbara together? I swear, almost like the previous Bennett rerun, we had Barbara too. Oh my goodness. So it's one of those type of banners where it's like a coin toss. You either get lucky or you don't. So, but you do get Lynette on here as well. So that's kind of be interesting. Honestly, the fact that Barbara is here is just kind of devalues it, but you know, I have some thoughts about it. So let's go, and like usual, let's start off with the 4-star characters first from top to bottom. Alright, so starting off with Bennett, I think most of us already knows what he does. If not, I'll just give you guys a basic rundown. His whole role is an attack buffer for your overall team, and he's quite great at it. He's still like the best in terms of buffing overall attack, and also the fact that he's a pyro element, can have access to pyro resonance. So I mean, I don't got anything else to say. He's very easy to use, he heals as well, and he buffs overall attack. He's just still one of the best 4-star characters in the game, arguably the best 4-star, and even competitive against some 5-star characters. So what can I say? It's Bennett. Boki double kin. Up next, we got Barbara. So I will say that Barbara was very underwhelming, and she just had no place in the meta. However, lately, because we have been having a lot of Dendro team combinations, Barbara does have some place in terms of her role, because especially since she is your only free-to-play Hydro character that you can receive, Barbara does have a solid role to offer since she is also a healer. And the fact that she's Catalyst too, she can be a decent on-field Hydro driver for certain reactions as well. So Barbara is, you know, I will say she is better. But is she still good? No, not really. She does have some issues like inflicting Hydra on herself, so then that will cause like, you know, certain enemy reactions to Barbara on field. So yeah, that's about it for Barbara. I mean, everything I was talking about was kind of cold, but at the same time, Barbara can still work for those Dendro team combinations. So like most Hydro characters, she benefits from Dendro teams. And then finally, we got Lynette. So we don't have too much information about Lynette, and especially as of recording right now, they didn't release Lynette's character previews, so I don't really have too much to discuss about in terms of what she's capable of. All I can say really is she looks like a familiar playstyle of off-field animal swirling applier and trigger for reactions, and we'll see how she fits into the meta. But for now, as a free 4-star animal character that you can receive, I believe, in my opinion, that is a massive W, which kind of goes back into for this banner. Do you really need to summon for it? Especially, you know, that Lynette is free. That is going to be up to you. But for now, in my opinion, Lynette's going to be a solid character, and we'll see how she fits into the meta. Hopefully, she's not the Kale for Fontaine. Now, let's go and move on to the 5-stars. Alright, so on to Lyney. He is our very first 5-star Fontaine character. So, if you guys saw my previous video on Lyney's little breakdown, looks like he's going to be utilizing majority of his damage from charge attack, as well as dealing power damage from his skill and his elemental burst. He also does have HP decrease mechanics somewhat similar to Tao, so once again, we shall see how that works, especially since he will be using his taunt a lot, and as well as self-regenerating his HP. He looks going to be a mixture of a lot of power DPS characters that we currently have in the game, so it'll be quite interesting to see how he's going to fit well into the meta. For now, I don't have too much to say about Lyney since he is new, as well as his mechanics. All I can really say is for those who are curious about him in terms of how he's going to fit in the meta, I would recommend to wait until the other content creators make their videos and guides and breakdowns about Lyney's playstyle, as well as how he will fit inside the game. I think Lyney is just going to be more of a personal preference for those who likes his playstyle. I think he'll be a solid addition to the game. So now on to our next 5-star, Yelan. My goodness, she is just absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, all I can really say is she's just basically a 5-star Xingqiu, and that is already a keyword itself. Let me just tell you this. If Xingqiu is one of the considerably the best characters in the game, and Yelan's a 5-star version of that, That's all I gotta say, really. She's just insane in terms of Hydro application, both on and off field. She also does boost damage and can dish out a lot of damage as well. And also the fact that she scales with HP fits very well with her elements, and she also can support Hydro Resonance. Overall, Yelan is a powerful addition to your account. Stay tuned for my in-depth guide for Yelan. Alright, so those are the character banners. Now let's move on to the weapon banner. Alright, so here's the weapon banner here, and honestly, just by looking at it, it actually looks kind of stacked. All I'm really seeing here is Sacrificial and Favonius weapon series. This is the first time I think we've seen just these two weapon series on a weapon banner. So, actually, to be honest, I think this is technically all the Sacrificial weapons besides Sacrificial Claymore, which is good because I prefer all these three, and Sacrificial Claymore, in my opinion, is like the worst one. So, let's start with from right to left, like what we usually do. So, Favonius Greatsword, it's alright. Imagine if they put Favonius Sword or Bow. Wow, this 4-star lineup could have been insane, but for now, I would say that the Favonius Greatsword is fine. Favonius Lance, you guys already know, it's super powerful. A lot of polearms can use it. All the other sacrificial weapons too. I'm just gonna briefly skip all these because I've talked too many times about these. They're all good. Besides the Favonius Greatsword, they're all good. And now let's go and move on to the 5-star weapons. Alright, so on to the Aqua Simulacra, aka Yelan's signature weapon. So this is what it looks like. It actually looks really nice. So on to the stats. Base attack is 542, which you may be thinking to yourself, bro, that is so low. But it does compensate with the extremely high subset of crit damage, 88.2%. That's very good. And for the passive, the Cleansing Form, HP is increased by 16%. When the opponents are nearby, the damage dealt by the wielder of this weapon is increased by 20%. This will take effect whether the character is on field or not. So obviously, this is a crazy weapon. This is overall a universal damage boosting weapon. And what can I say? It's good. This is very good. Literally any bold character can use this as long as they can crit. And obviously, you know, a lot of bold characters could really use this. The only condition you need to worry about is just having like opponents nearby, which is again like very easy. So you have to just be in like a certain distant range. Obviously, if you're too far away, you're gonna lose out on this 20% damage bonus. But other than that, like this is a very, very powerful weapon. So in a way, this is the Staff of Homa for bows. So again, not too many thoughts. Is a powerful weapon. Up next, we got the First Great Magic Bow. What kind of name is that? The First Great Magic Bow. This is gonna be Lyney's signature weapon. As you can see, this is what it looks like. Very, very, very cool. I like the little pink and reddish kind of color scheme. I like that. On to the stats. So the base attack is 608 and the crit damage is 66.2%. So pretty balanced in terms of substats. So we got here the passive, Parsifal the Great. Damage dealt by charge attacks is increased by 16%. For every party member with the same elemental type as the wielder, including the wielder themselves, gain 1 gimmick stack. For every party member with a different elemental type from the wielder, gain 1 theatric stack. When a wielder has 1, 2, 3, or more gimmick stacks, attack will be increased by 16%, 32%, and 48%. When a wielder has 1, 2, or 3 more theatric stacks, movement speed will be increased by 4%, 7%, 10%. Ooh, interesting. Okay, very interesting. Okay, obviously, like this is mainly like for charge attacking users, so someone like that could come into your mind first. For a bold charge attack character is Ganyu. This is another powerful Ganyu bow user. Potentially, this could be an insane weapon to use, but unfortunately though, I would have wanted to swap the buffs. Maybe like if it's different elemental type, they gain the attack buff instead of the movement speed buff. But for what it seems here, we can kind of guess like what the kind of direction they're going to be going for in terms of like the upcoming character releases, right? So as you can probably guess here, with the same elemental type as the wielder, they have this whole gimmick stack thing, and having a gimmick stack will basically increase attack. So it seems like, this is just a guess, but it seems like they are encouraging Lyney to be a mono pyro DPS carry. I don't know. This is just purely speculation, but just think about like why they would give more of the offensive stat here, and then they will give movement speed just for a different party elemental type. Just something to think about. And or it just could be like, oh, because it's pyro, so pyro resonance. But still, this is a weapon. At the end of the day, weapons can be used on any character. Yeah, overall, this is a pretty cool weapon. It's going to be interesting to see how this works, but for certain bow characters, I don't think it's going to be that great, but you know, other like bow characters that could just take advantage of the substats, then this will be a crit stat stick as well. So yeah, pretty great bow. So those are the banners we just broke down. Now for my overall thoughts on, are these banners worth to pull for? So honestly, going back to the character banner, this is going to be mainly for those who are going to be interested in Lyney or Yelan, because the 4-star characters here are all, well, 2 of these characters here are already going to be free to play accessible. So like you get these 2 characters for free. Bennett, you can just always get later on in the game. But in terms of overall value, this is like I would say it's an okay like summon to pull for. Personally, I would not recommend to pull for this, especially for like any future upcoming Fontaine characters, especially since drip marketing is still, you know, on the way to happen. So until the drip marketing happens, weapons, then you can consider who to pull for. For the weapon banner though, I will say this is a very valuable weapon, especially for bow characters. This could be a very powerful weapon banner to summon on, but could this be bait though? Who knows? Because again, we don't know who is going to be coming out in the next update that you may be interested in. So for now, I would just wait until the next drip marketing. So then you can finally consider then whether you're going to be pulling for the upcoming characters or if you're going to be pulling for Lyney and Yelan, as well as the weapon banner. Honestly though, I will say this weapon banner is a pretty great solid banner. All the 4 stars here are pretty great besides this, and the 5 star here are also pretty good. So yeah, so that's everything for this video. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys give it a like, as well as subscribe to the channel for more of this type of content, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss out when I upload my latest video and go live on my streams. And that's all I got. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay epic and peace out.